Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this amazing custom racetrack. So sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, I'm currently working on the new track. I kind of have a little bit of an outline going so far. It's going to be able to fit 3 cars at one time. Or well, 3 like in a row. So we have McQueen and Cam, and then you could fit, I don't know, like the King right there. Just random characters. But yeah, here is the start of a little something new. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call progress. I just finished cutting like 16 or 20 pieces of construction paper. That's the word. And I just glued it down. I didn't have a glue stick, so that's why it kind of looks bumpy, for example, right there. But yeah, I'll figure something out on how to fix that. I'm thinking maybe like some duct tape. I don't know. It's just an idea. But now I'm going to work on pit road, and then I got to add a little grass mat over there, and then I got to work on the walls. Alright, so I'm about to add the grass mat with some tacky glue, and it's not perfect, yeah, but I don't really care. Like, if there's any imperfections, I'll just like it'll either be blocked by the walls, or I'll just like go in with a marker and I'll try to get it as close as I can to the actual outline of the track. Anyway, let's go ahead and glue this down.
Later that same evening.
Alright, so you're probably wondering why there is a gaming monitor box on top of the track. Well, I just glued down the grass piece that I had, which I'll show you in a minute, and this thing's kind of heavy, so I put it on there so that the glue can dry, and it can dry all straight, no bubbles, hopefully. Yeah, let's see if it's done. Well, there's a little, well, I wouldn't call that little, but there's bubblage. Alright, it's not perfect, but it will do. All I really gotta do over here is, I guess, kind of get a marker or something and then just draw that green, or actually the wall. I think the wall is thick enough to block that off right there. But I do have to go to Dollar Tree as well for the wall, because I realized if we glue, right, here's a little model. If we glue the wall to the foam board, it's gonna pull up the paper if, you know, like McQueen crashes into the side. So I'm gonna get some toothpicks to kind of stick into the wall and into the foam board down there to give it some stability. So yeah, I'll be right back.
Many months later.
So after many months of not doing anything with this track, I finally painted Pit Road gray. And that brings us to today, where this track has been completed. Today is September 15th of 2025. And let me give you guys a little bit of the tour of this track. Let's start off with Pit Road right here. As you can see, I painted it gray and also added the yellow lining right over there. I'm really happy with how the curves came out. This was freehanded, by the way. Like, none of this was using rulers or anything. No, this curves was freehand. See, I may not be that much of a like drawing artist with pencil and paper, but I can draw some pretty good lines. Anyways, as you can see that there's some Jenga bricks here. I'm planning on extending the yellow lining toward the rest of Pit Row as well, but I just have these there temporarily for pictures and stuff like that. Now, speaking of walls, you're probably wondering, where in the world is the wall? Well, here's the thing. When I go to store this track, I put it behind my dresser and behind that the box that I showed earlier. So if I make walls on this track and then put it behind there, the walls are going to get messed up. Also, there's the other problem that, like, if a car crashes into the wall, it's going to end up breaking the track. So I just figured, you know what? Do we really need walls? And if anything, if I want to take pictures or like a video or stop motion or something like that, I can just use these Jenga bricks and then like line the track with the Jenga bricks and make that the wall. I don't need it to be permanent. So that's a little look into why I didn't actually add walls here. Now I do have the walls already pre-cut thanks to my mom. Me and her spent like, I want to say, half an hour cutting the walls. So if one day I do have a bigger space, then I can actually, add the walls and I'll be able to hopefully store it somewhere better. But at the moment, I'm working with what I've got. Now, right here, we have the little flag waver stand with Chris Rostovsky on it. Now, this isn't really like a permanent part of the track. As you can see, it is separate. So, I don't plan on adding a flag waver little podium at the moment. Maybe, again, later on in the life of this track, I might end up adding one. But at the moment, I don't really need it because I just got these Jenga bricks. Now you can also kind of see some tape right there. The reason I have tape is because, as you can see back there, the track kind of gets warped a little bit, just because of the cold in my room and stuff. I like to keep my room cold. Over there, you can see all of the press on top. Nelson blind spot with his camera looking down at the track. The camera's pointing right at this pity right there. Okay, and then down here we have some fans. We got Christina Whelan, JW, Brad Windmiller. Apparently, Brad's coming back in 2026, so I definitely recommend getting him if you don't have him already. And then Daryl and Bob. I feel like this is a great spot for them, overlooking the entire track. And, if they want to, they can just, well, there we go. I only have one hand right now. My other hand's being used for the camera. They can look this way. Look at all the haulers. They can look at all of the rich cars looking at the race there. Also, we've got Van Scanlane in the back. Van Scanlane making an appearance. He's one of the most, obscure RVs ever. Because, anytime you think of an RV, I feel like the number one that you think of, well, the number one I think of is, Larry Camper, Doug RM, Bud as well. And then, who's the big one? Big Al, Albert Hinkey. Also, we've got the haulers there, the emergency vehicles. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of this track here. I am really happy, really proud with how this came out. Also, I love the fact that, we have the Fiber Fuel team. The Fiber Fuel team is the only complete team that I have here. Because they made other pitties for Dynaco, and I don't have them. But hey, Fiber Fuel is a pretty cool team on a pretty cool track. I am really happy with how this came out. I'm really proud of it. And, at first I wasn't planning on making a video on this, but then I was going through my gallery, cleaning out to get some storage to make new videos. And then I found that I had actually started this video. I started a tutorial or how I made this track video. So I'm like, hey, why not finish this video? Content, am I right? But yeah, that is going to conclude today's, I guess, custom track showcase, I'm calling it. I don't even know what the title of this video is going to be. But I hope that you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much again for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is your favorite YouTuber, Rusty's95, signing out. Bye! I only got 20 seconds for this outro. I promise you that I won't go so slow. Make sure you subscribe to Rusty's95. Comment, like, and share. Comment, like, and share.